You've got a problem, change your fucking car.
It's lights out and away we go!
Hello, it's Ams
And Jordan.
from On The Drivée. And it's been a while and we're very sorry, but we are here to recap the Miami weekend.
It was such an exciting weekend. I really loved it, honestly. I know people sometimes hate Miami, but I thought it was a great weekend overall.
Yeah, I'm usually not the biggest Miami fan, but this weekend was so much fun because so much happened and it was all unexpected. So it was a very fun weekend for once.
I think it's like priming me to get back into like the US races and like watch them, because sometimes the US races can be kind of boring. But then this was just, hopefully it's a good like hallmark of the rest of the season and it won't be just a boring season. Kind of like
Yeah,
last.
clearly. I went to bed at 9 or 10. Like right when the race was started, I went to bed because I was exhausted. So I did not watch the race live. And
Yeah,
I woke up in the middle of the night to like McLaren emails with like sales. And usually they do that when they have a good result. So I was like, they must have been doing something good. And then I went on Twitter and it was like, Lando Norris first win. And I was just like, oh my God, I missed that. What happened? And it was 4 a.m. and I was just like looking everywhere.
that was the same. Like I was on vacation and it was like 2 hours later than normal. And I completely fell asleep, like probably lap like 6. So before everything happened, and I was just like, it's fine. And then I woke up to like my iPad was still going, and then it was just like chaos on my phone. And I was like, what just happened? And I had to just sift through, and then I watched it the next morning, and I was just like, so.
Yeah, I'm very happy he finally got it.
Same.
I'm so happy for him. Like it was a long time coming, but I do really think he deserved it. And I saw a lot of people talking about like whether he should have it or not because of the whole safety car things. But so for the people who don't know the safety car, instead of going in front of Lando, who was the race leader at that time, went in front of Max. But when you look at the number, Lando would still have had like a time advantage even without this. So it's possible that he would still have had the win.
Yeah, with the safety car and his pit stop, he was like a lap ahead of everybody basically by the time, and they just let everybody go and like recatch him at the next one. But I think normally Max's safety car restarts are actually quite good when he's not in first. So this was honestly just not his weekend. And I think after hitting that cone, it just went downhill from there. And like the floor damage that they got from the car. And honestly, I just don't think it was a great Red Bull weekend anyway, because they kind of struggled in the sprint. They struggled in qualifying. And he wasn't his normal like 3-4 tenths up on everybody all weekend. It was actually kind of close. And so I was definitely expecting, I think when I did my fantasy stuff, I was expecting Max to win. But then as I was watching FP1 and was watching the sprint and quali, I was like, oh, someone else very much so could win this race. It's very possible.
Yeah, so. I think yeah, it wasn't their weekend. Checo's start was not great at all. Then Max and the cone, I've seen the replay of it and like the inboard from Max, and it's hilarious. Or the cone just goes right in front of the camera. It's hilarious. It's like you're in the 3D movie and the cone is coming for you.
I liked what he said. He was just like, I just didn't like it. He was like, why?
I didn't like it, and I wanted to test the car.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, Max. Okay.
I do think his interview, like his post races interview, were hilarious. Like the one where the journalist asked, like, if there wasn't a safety car, would you have win? And he just went, well, if my mom had both, she would be my dad.
Exactly. It's like, what do you
Max.
want from his answer? It's like, and I think that's one of the things about safety cars. It's like, safety cars can make or break a championship. Safety cars can make or break a race. That is the whole point of them, and they are an incredible piece of strategy, and it is what it
Honestly,
is.
that's why all the teams are always have a plan, whether in case the safety car come out. It's like that's why in every races almost they're like, we're hoping for a safety car, because we all know how huge of a difference a safety car can make in any single races.
And that safety car timing and like McLaren leaving him out like was just perfection.
Yeah.
There's no way they could have known that that was going to happen, but like it just the stars aligned and they took advantage of it, and that is literally all you could ask for. Because I think even earlier on in the race, they were talking about they were looking at like an Oscar race win because he had the pace, he was doing quite well, he was leading for a good bit. But then when the safety car came out, it was like, nope, running that.
Even when Oscar was fighting with Carlos and they went on the radio like, Oscar, please calm down because Lando is leading, so we don't want another safety car. No, it was I think it's Oscar is like the most chill guy until you put him near Carlos. He has him and Carlos, there's something, I don't know what, but
I think it was honestly one-sided beef at anything. It seems very one-sided. Like Carlos has a problem with Oscar.
Yeah.
Because Oscar's just kind of like, I don't care. He's like, I do not have time for you. I have a seat next year and you do not.
Yeah, clearly. And Oscar is just so chill all the time, even on his radio. He doesn't ever sound annoyed.
And like, I don't think many rookies in F1 that are on the grid right now would have been that calm after having their race torpedoed like that.
Yeah.
Because Max wouldn't.
No.
Max would have kamikazed them both.
Max as a rookie was a menace.
Yeah.
He was insane.
Lewis as well. Like
I think all of
rookie Lewis was also like I don't even know.
But yeah. Also, Logan's radio when he crashed, it was heartbreaking. I
hate that his immediate reaction is, "Did I do something wrong?"
Yeah,
and they immediately also came on the radio and were like, "You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything." But
it wasn't even like, "I'm okay." It was like, "Did I do something wrong?" Like, whoa, it's
that
fine.
was like the last point. And I was just like, Logan, no,
you're fine. It happens. It's like, I mean, with all the rumors there are right now, I think he's pretty like probably rattled for his seat, which I do not blame him.
He did so well this whole weekend though, up until that point. Like, what did he do? Like 7 overtakes in the sprint? Because he started P19, he finished P12.
Yeah, so that's a good result. That's a very good result
for that Williams car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was doing quite well in the sprint up until that point. Like he was fighting the Haas, and it just K-Mag decided to K-Mag. And how many penalty points is he on now?
I think I do think he's gonna miss a race, because I think he's not up to less penalty point before March next year.
Yeah, he's at 10 and he needs 12.
Yeah,
I don't give him midway through the season. One more race, maybe 2.
I saw someone saying like a good theory actually that was like he doesn't know if he's gonna have a seat next year, so he's playing the team game even at the risk of losing a race.
Yeah, because I think at this point, like you have like with a team like Haas, you have to show that like there's a reason why they need to keep you when they have a strong pool of people they can pull from. Like you could pull. I don't think Carlos would go there, but you could pull Carlos.
Yeah,
you could pull Ollie Behrman up. There's a laundry list.
There's so many people they could pull
from who would love to have that seat. Especially now that one of the seats is open because Nico Hulkenberg is going to Sauber. So,
but he's going to Sauber in 26. No, no 25. Yeah, sorry.
He's like peace.
Yeah,
which makes sense. He wants to get integrated with the team before like they do make the transition over to Audi, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, the summer is gonna be chaos with all the contracts expiring and changing, and it's gonna be chaos.
I'm worried about some of the teams. Not worried like for some of the teams, but like my favorite drivers because I think it's going to be a lot. And I think some people are going to be very disappointed
Mhm.
in how or where their drivers end up.
Probably
Just
yes.
because.
Also, sprint race from Danny Rick versus the actual race. What happened? He had a wonderful weekend up until the sprint race, and then he did the actual race, and he was like,
And then he had that grid penalty from last week, from the week before,
mm,
from China.
yeah.
And it was just like, bro, why?
I
You
don't
did what?
understand what happened because it felt like he had like all his confidence back, and suddenly it left for
I think
no
it might
apparent
have
reason.
been how light the car is in the sprint. I think the V car might be a good
Oh,
car when it's light, but I don't think it's really good
yeah.
when it's heavy. And I think when it was in the sprint, it was just so light that he was making up places and to keep up with everybody. But when you
Mm.
have a race load of fuel, there's no way. I don't think they'll keep up. Well, Yuki did, which was surprising, but it was
Yuki,
also relatively in the same position as he was until
yeah.
like the end of the race when the K-Mag Lewis situation happened.
Mm.
And so, no, that was the sprint.
No, that wasn't. That wasn't the sprint. That was
That
in
was
the
the
sprint.
sprint. That was the race. K-Mag just was a menace the whole race.
Yeah, I got. Yeah,
No, that was the sprint.
I think it was the sprint because on my one of the commentators said Lewis during the race said Lewis doesn't want to get caught behind Magnussen again after
Yeah.
the day. So
I
it
think he
was
was in
during the
front of
sprint.
him during the race, but in the sprint, yeah, the
Yeah,
sprint chaos was chaos from K-Mag and Lewis because that was when he got the penalties, and then Lewis
yeah,
also got penalties, and then
yeah. Because K-Mag was basically just cutting cutting the corners. Like, okay,
he
why
was
not?
just driving like a man possessed. I was like,
Yeah,
"Are you okay?
clearly not.
Did
Clearly
we
not.
call someone for you?" But I think the one thing we haven't touched on is the biggest news of the weekend, which is
Adrian Newey.
I think he might be retiring.
I don't even know. There's so many rumors everywhere of him going like hypercar, Ferrari, and this and that, and
I
I don't
I think
even
the
know
way
how
he was
old the guy
talking
is.
about it in Miami, I think he might be taking a break, like an actual break.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame him. Wait, I'm trying to see. He's 65. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him. He would if he wanted to take a break or
It would
retire.
make perfect sense.
It would make sense.
And like I think at this point of his career, like I think he could take a break for like a year or so and then come back for the new regs because his gardening leave starts now. And so he's
Mhm.
perfectly free to work with another team starting next season, really.
Yeah.
And
I
so
do think whatever he does, if it's a break or he goes to another series, he'll always have a place back
yeah,
in Formula One because of the results he had with Red Bull. Because New is like someone everyone knows now. It's
he's a
just,
genius.
but I'm very interested in what's gonna happen and how the Red Bull is gonna be without him next
I'm
season and with the new regulation.
I think most of their cars are already mostly done, but I think the
Yeah,
new reg situation is going to be very tight for them.
I
I
think
think
we're
they'll
gonna
be
have to wait until the new regulation to see really what is gonna be without Newey. But I'm
because
really interested
it'll be interesting for sure.
because that's really something that could shift the whole like
I don't even know which team might be at the top at that point because
between the new regulation and
it's anybody's game.
exactly it really is gonna be like who is gonna make the like who's gonna master the new regulation the fastest.
Yep. And who gets the best head start?
Yeah,
Hopefully will not be the person who finishes last.
hopefully. But yeah, also Ferrari announced it wasn't last week and it was this week actually, but Ferrari announced that Javi is not gonna be Charles' engineer, race
Yeah.
engineer anymore.
Yep.
I was not expecting this news at all.
I think they're making
Especially
a
mid
lot
season.
of changes and a lot of shakeups.
Yeah.
and they're just like,
Vassar is just changing everything at Ferrari. I love it, but let's see what happens.
I'm hoping we don't get another. We are checking.
Yeah, we will come back to you.
Yeah. It's like, ugh.
Yeah,
But
we'll see next weekend how it goes. But I think we talked about everything we needed to.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any predictions for Imola?
Not yet, because I haven't looked at if anyone was gonna bring like
Upgrades. Mercedes
upgrades or anything. So
Red Bull's bringing upgrades, and I think McLaren is going to bring the full upgrade package for Oscar as well. I think Oscar with that full upgrade package will be dangerous.
Yeah, I think so, because even Oscar is always kind of dangerous. He's like an incredible driver, but also he hasn't driven Imola yet. So it could be 50-50. But last year he was very good.
Well, last year they didn't race there because it rained.
No, but I wanted to say he was very good on the new circuit. He hadn't raced.
Oh yeah, because I think he's figuring out the tire deck thing, and I think he figured it out. I think last week it showed that he did actually figure it out.
Yeah.
I was like, huh. Oh.
Yeah, Oscar is very, very good. We could really see something very good from him if he has the whole package.
For sure.
But yeah, it's I'm waiting until FP1 to say, because I don't know. I truly don't know. I don't know anymore. Do you?
Oof. I think Max will be fine. I think Max will come back and win. But I think it'll be a Ferrari 2-3. Sorry, Checo.
That would be very nice. That would be very nice.
I would love a Ferrari win.
Yes. Please.
Maybe a Carlos Sainz win, or maybe a Charles Leclerc win. I would love a Charles.
Yeah, give him a win. It's been too long.
I want a Charles Leclerc win this season. I want a Lewis Hamilton win this season. That's not going to happen. That's definitely not happening.
No, that Mercedes is not. It's not up there.
Tractor. It is worse than last season, unless they figure something out.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I really, now that I have seen, because at the beginning of the season I was wondering why Lewis had activated his going out close before the first race.
Yeah.
Now that I see the car, I understand.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we'll see. And we'll come back to discuss it anyway.
We will indeed.
See you guys next week, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Bye.
Bye.